everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a genuine investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video we're going to be looking at MMTLP and an update in terms of the $9 million RICO lawsuit. We're also going to be looking at the tech sell-off, which is hitting the markets very strongly today, and looking at the question, is this potentially a buying opportunity for many stocks, and then finishing off by having a review of the weekly watch list. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So we can see here, first of all, in terms of the economic calendar, US July manufacturing PMI is fallen by 49.5 points, and US July services PMI rises to 56. So this is the highest since March 2022. But if we have a look at the Magnificent 7 stocks and the overall heat map for the market, we can see overall the Magnificent 7 stocks are down approximately $450 billion in terms of market cap, and most of them are trading significantly lower, including Tesla, Google, Amazon and others as well. So if we look at in terms of the NASDAQ today, the NASDAQ Q100 has had a 3% fall, and this is the biggest decline since December 2022. So let's move on to news with regard to Congress trading. So from Watcher Guru here, we can see that US considers voting to ban Congress from trading stocks before the November elections. And we can see here from Quiver Quantitative the update on that. The Senate Governmental Affairs Committee just voted to advance a ban on Congressional stock trading, so it is getting closer. And we have a number of no votes there, and we also have a number of yes votes. Overall, I think there is still going to be a majority for no, but I think this certainly is getting some momentum. So before we look at an update on the $9 million RICO lawsuit, shout out here to Rare DD, who's posting about Sandy Lionetti, who is the managing director of GTS Securities. So in the post here, he's talking about who else has a risk in management background, and the problem is she left GTS in July 2022, and that's nearly 6 years with the firm. So coincidentally, that was 5 months before MMTLP was to become a private non-tradable security. Could it be that there were disagreements concerning taking on the risk of not closing the MMTLP short? So we can see her profile there, and she's saying basically GTS, in terms of the company that she was the managing director for, is there to provide liquidity to investors across the instruments and across the financial instruments and throughout the world. And basically she's talking about they are the largest NYSE dedicated market maker. So in terms of the market maker GTS, we know that they are also one of the ones that we suspect of being the nefarious actors. So let's move on to have a look at a post from Timeless Tim, who's posted just some enhancement from AI to help hear you all from the USA and all areas. So many have been waiting for our hearing right now in terms of the MMTLP fiasco storm raining down on the markets, and we are now close to 600 days and we're not going away. So nice image there that states we will not be cancelled with regard to MMTLP, so certainly not, nobody's going away. Shout out now to Curtis, who's tagged in Congressman Thomas Massey, and Curtis has stated, you are one of the few honourable and brave souls in Congress today. I just do about anything to grab your ear for 10 minutes to discuss an issue devastating 65,000 plus families, including your constituents. So I think the key message is to keep contacting the Congress members. So I have done that myself here as well, and I've tagged in Congressman Jamal Bowman, and I've stated to him, hopefully he can provide a response as a current member of Congress who seems to care about democracy, bribery and ethics violations. In your post here, I would like you to make you aware of the biggest financial crime in the history of the US markets, bigger than FTX and bigger than Madoff. So I'm urging him to look into this and push for a congressional subpoena. We know that there are approximately 65,000 retail investors who have lost livelihood, savings, pensions and also lives, and they are in urgent need for immediate action. So let's see if there is any update there. Let's now have a look at the $9 million RICO lawsuit that was covered in the previous video. So this has been brought by Scott, so go ahead and check the previous video. So in terms of a reminder of what he's looking for in these damages, compensatory damages of $3 million in lost profits for the sale of MMTLP shares that obviously didn't take place. And then for RICO, triple damages as allowed under 18 USC 1964 section C to give him $9 million. And we can see in terms of this lawsuit, he was also looking for a jury trial, and this was dated July the 19th. So in terms of the updates, let's look at the latest post and updates for that. So Scott is starting with good news on the 5th as the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals just sent back to the US District Court for re-evaluation. So there are a few technical details there in terms of re-evaluation with regard to precedent, but in addition to that, he's talking about business in hand, and he's currently in the hunt for a few things to move on his case with regard to FINRA. So obviously he's looking for the blue sheets, and he's going to be writing with regard to a motion to compel the production of documents pursuant to FRCP 2734 based on Sam Draddy and FINRA not complying with his original FRCP 27. So the evidence for this is the FOIA request, and he's stating here perhaps the MMTLP community can also assist him. We're going to look at how they potentially could assist Scott now. So first of all, he's looking for copies of statements of anyone's 401k IRA, public or private, self-directed or union retirement account showing MMTLP as a component in any brokerage house, but specifically ideally E-Trade. And moving on to its other requirements here for anybody who's able to share: broker-dealer refusal letters or emails where they would not answer questions to whether they oversold MMTLP or even had legitimate 2-on-1s to trade MMTLP. And obviously that copies of them would be appreciated. And then the other thing is copies of trading details showing any shares of MMTLP with regard to any trade, market designated XADAF. So let me repeat that, XADF. So immediately prior to 9th of December or even to this date. Then he's also looking for the original D1 for MMTLP. And long-term DM if you have any oil or gas expertise and are qualified to testify as an expert witness in his lawsuit in evaluating oil and gas field survey reports, resource estimates and industry best practices. So ideally somebody with specific knowledge of Nextbridge hydrocarbons I'm sure would be ideal. And if you are local to Nextbridge Holdings, then obviously Scott would like to speak to you. So DM him also if you've seen your QSIT number in your brokerage account change. So all this is going to be used as evidence, and I think one of the reasons why it is important to try and help Scott. So if he does get some success in this, then this should open a floodgate for other successful lawsuits using this as a precedent. So he states here he knows exactly who's on the FINRA board of directors. He needs to know, who is exactly on the FINRA board of directors, not the UPC-U3 Holtz, who we all know about. And finally, he's talking here about how many were by FINRA rules supposed to be on the board of directors as of that date. Who were they? What were their names? Who did they represent? What was their background, and what was the exact number of board of directors members? So we will try and have a look at that. So he's looking for hopefully a Saturday cutoff. So if anybody is able to help Scott there, go ahead and either DM him or add a comment in the video below and see if we can get that message over to Scott. And finally, I'm going to finish off by having a quick review of the previous week's weekly watch list. So this was, there were a number of successful calls. These included AEON, that was up over 100% on Monday and also up 23% on the week. So congratulations to everybody who got in AEON. LPA, that was another call, up approximately 77% Monday to Wednesday. So a good chance there to take profits, and also was up 16.3% on the week. ZAPP is another stock that we have been watching. I think it is quite volatile and it has been doing well recently as well. So that was up 45% Monday to Tuesday and also up 5.3% on the week. But in terms of the market right now, I think if you're a long-term investor, potentially don't look at your stocks today. but potentially could be a good buying opportunity. So these are some interesting stocks that we're going to look at how they're performing right now today in the market. Tesla down in excess of 10%, Qualcomm down 5.3%, Avgo 4.8%, Google 4.5%, Meta 3.9%, Nvidia 3.8%, Microsoft down 2.9%, Apple down 2.8%, and Amazon also down 1.9%. So one of the worst days in the stock market for a long time. And finally, if you would like to get a copy of the next weekly watch list, as well as join us in the Discord for live trading discussions, as well as requesting research of stocks, details are description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.